So today we'll be starting off with drugs that are being used. See, now today's topic will be short this thing note on drugs acting against amoebiasis, leishmaniasis, and trypanosomiasis. We'll also include pneumocystic sarcosis if possible. Okay. Now, first of all, coming to amoebiasis, the main cause of amoebiasis, or when we target anti-amoebic drugs, or the purpose of giving anti-amoebic drugs, will be to target Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, it's an anaerobic parasite. All right. Um, Now, you can have two stages of amoebiasis. There can either be acute amoebiasis. Now, acute amoebiasis में क्या होता? So there is acute amoebiasis. ठीक है. This will be bloody mucoid stools. Okay, and the patient will have quite a lot of abdominal pain. Okay, that is the acute form of the disease. Then there is, in some patients there will be chronic amoebiasis as well. Chronic amoebiasis will have more prolonged and more profound effects. Things like anorexia. The patient will not be able to eat. They will have continuous abdominal pain. In certain patients, they will have intermittent diarrhea. Intermittent diarrhea in the sense, one second, yeah, intermittent diarrhea. Right. So they will have phases where they are having diarrhea, and again they'll be better, and again they have diarrhea. That is essentially intermittent diarrhea. Okay. It will not be continuous, or they will have constipation. Okay. So they'll not be able to digest food properly. They'll have abdominal pain. They'll have weakness because of, continuous constipation. They'll not be able to eat, and what will happen is, because of constipation, they can also have nausea. Sometimes anorexia kicks in, so they'll become quite weak. All right. Now, the cyst that causes Entamoeba histolytica, this fellow can stay as a commensal as well in your body, and sometimes what it does is, in 10% of the cases, this fellow will enter through contaminated food and water. Sometimes it can live as a commensal. Sometimes what will happen is, this fellow will cause a problem. Very rarely it will stay as a commensal as such. It will contaminate food and water, especially fecal oral route is called transmission. And what happens is, once it is the cyst itself is passing into a person, it will reach the large intestine, and there it will start proliferating. Now, the disease itself can occur in, see, it can occur in a complicated manner, or it can occur in a simple manner. Simple manner in the sense, the cyst will stay inside your this thing, what do you call, the large intestine. It might turn into trophozoid. That trophozoid will start causing problems where you'll have diarrhea. ठीक है, GIT effect specifically, डायरिया, आपको कॉन्स्टिपेशन भी हो सकता है कभी कभी, and all of that mainly related to large intestine. Sometimes what happens is, these trophozoites have the ability to move around. Especially, they will damage the epithelial lining of the large intestine, and they'll start entering into the blood vessels. Specifically, वहां पर portal system आता. ठीक है, portal system is the blood vessels, are the blood vessel network of blood vessels that are connecting your GIT to the liver. So in this sense, what happens is, this trophozoite has the ability to penetrate into your epithelial cells. From epithelial cell, it will eventually, it is going deeper into the layers, okay, into the tissue layers, and eventually it will reach a blood capillary. That blood capillary belongs to portal system, and what will happen is, that connects directly into the liver. So there is a good chance that excuse me, whenever a person has entamoeba histolytica, there is a chance that the patient will have liver problems as well. Okay, that trophozoite will go to the liver and start damaging the liver. All right. So that is another presentation of entamoeba histolytica, more complicated form of entamoeba histolytica, or more complicated form of amoebiasis as such. So दो main problems है. एक cyst है which is directly causing diarrhea, and it is getting converted into trophozoite. Okay, this trophozoite can stay inside the, this thing, what do you call, it can stay inside the your large intestine. Sometimes what happens is the cyst itself is excreted out, and that will cause transmission to other people. वैसा भी हो सकता. So let us suppose one cyst is dividing into hundreds. ठीक है, let us suppose 200 bane, and these 100 are getting excreted out so that they can get transmitted, they can spread to other people, and these 100 are staying inside your body creating problems. Some of them are turning into trophozoites, and some of these trophozoites are moving into your portal system and going to liver, where they are causing a more complicated form of amoebiasis. Now, one thing you have to remember is that whenever we treat amoebiasis, uh, you can treat it in several ways. See, depending on what type it is. अगर intestinal amoebiasis है, intestinal amoebiasis will specifically be targeting cystic forms, the cyst form. Trophozoite कम रहते intestine में. Most of the trophozoites that are formed, they will migrate to other places. ठीक है, तो इसको luminal भी बोलते हैं. Intestine में जो है उसको cystic form, उसको luminal form भी बोलते हैं. And drugs that are specifically targeting only the intestinal form, उसको luminal amoebicides भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है, because they are specifically working in the lumen, that is why they are called luminal. Then you can have extra intestinal amoebiasis, wherein it is going to other parts of the body and it is causing problem. So extra intestinal, outside the intestine, it is causing problems. One example is the liver. Now the most important point is here is that extra intestinal amoebiasis is not caused by cystic forms, it is only caused by the trophozoite. Okay, I'll repeat once again. That cyst is entering into the body. Okay, entamoeba histolytica is entering in the cystic form into your body. It is reaching your large intestine. It is creating havoc. All of that is happening. It is turning into trophozoite and is causing diarrhea, abdominal pain, and all of that. Okay, these trophozoites, only the trophozoites have the ability to migrate. Okay, cysts cannot migrate here and there out of the intestine. Only trophozoites can migrate here and there into other layers. Okay, so whatever you see extra intestinally, in the sense in the liver or kidneys or wherever the trophozoite is traveling to, sometimes it can travel to the brain, it can travel to the eyes, wherever it wants to. From circulation it can go wherever it wants to. The main location is liver though, because that is the first location, because portal system में enter कर रहा, वहां से directly the next stop will be liver. So that trophozoite will mostly cause liver problems. In any case, now when we treat amoebiasis as such, there are three main classes depending on where the drug is acting. Okay, so there will be one class which is drugs affecting both intestinal plus extra intestinal form or and extra intestinal form. ठीक है, और a you can also type it as intestinal and extra intestinal amoebiasis. ठीक है, drugs used to treat intestinal and extra intestinal amoebiasis. इसमें आते metronidazole is the main drug. Metronidazole, it is used quite a lot as well. Metronidazole, you can have tinidazole, secnidazole, onidazole. सेम फैमिली के, सेम क्लास के है, अलग अलग ड्रग्स है. You can also use emetin. Normally emetin is not used because of its toxicity, but sometimes you can use emetin and dihydroemetin both. Then see, this is acting on both intestinal and extra intestinal form. Then we have drugs affecting specifically intestinal amoebiasis. Intestinal amoebiasis. So इन लोगों को luminal amoebicides भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है, because they are specifically targeting the organism that is present in the lumen. So your lumen here will be the intestine itself. उसलिए उन लोगों को luminal amoebicides भी बोलते हैं. इसमें आता diloxanide furoate. You can include the quinidochlor. ठीक है, sometimes tetracyclines are used, specifically doxy tetracyclines. ठीक है, sometimes because these are anaerobic organisms, a lot of antibiotics will not work. Okay, specifically up and anaerobic organism susceptible, जो क्या बोलते हैं, antibiotics which will work on anaerobic and this thing organisms, only those will work. Okay, there is a special reason for that, I will tell you later. Then drugs effective on or only extra intestinal forms. Intestinal forms. ठीक है, और एक्स्ट्रा इंटेस्टिनल अमीबियासिस भी लिख सकते हैं। दिस इज स्पेसिफिकली क्लोरोक्विन। जो एंटी मलेरियल ड्रग क्लोरोक्विन है, द सेम ड्रग विल वर्क हियर एज वेल। ठीक है, only to target extra intestinal amoebiasis. In that scenario, chloroquine. Sometimes what happens is that amoeba enters into your body, it divides, the trophozoite might move around here and there, it might migrate here and there, and it will cause secondary symptoms. So liver problem, kidney problem, and all of that. Even though if you have eliminated it from the large intestine, imagine the cyst form has been completely eliminated, but the trophozoite remains in the body. For that reason you will use specifically extra intestinal amoebiasis. ठीक है, जो that is causing drugs that are specifically targeting only extra intestinal amoebiasis, वो situation में देते हैं जब you know your lumen is free, or the large intestine is free of cysts, or at least there is not enough concentration to cause a problem. There might be a few trace amounts of cysts, but they are not causing a problem, but the trophozoites are causing a problem. वो situation में आप chloroquine देते हैं. Okay, now coming to the first drug, that is metronidazole. Now, metronidazole is a prodrug. Okay, this fellow will enter into the bacterial cell, sorry, the parasitic cell. So let us suppose this is the cell of the organism. ठीक है, metronidazole क्या करता? Let us suppose this is your drug. There is an enzyme in anaerobic organisms called nitroreductase. ठीक है, very important point. There is a enzyme in anaerobic organisms called nitroreductase. ठीक है, metronidazole relies on this nitroreductase to get converted. ठीक है, so metronidazole is a prodrug. Prodrug का माने ये है कि it is inactive as such. Once it enters in the body, it will rely on some mechanism or some enzyme to get activated. That is why it is coming before a drug, hence called a prodrug. Metronidazole gets converted into its active metabolite. ठीक है, active metabolite. This active metabolite has two functions. The first function is that it binds with DNA and inhibits protein synthesis. Just write inhibits protein synthesis. Okay, it is binding with the DNA of the organism and it is inhibiting protein synthesis. The next is another thing that is it will disrupt energy metabolism. Disruption of energy metabolism in the organism. Okay, so specifically in the anaerobe, what will happen is energy will not be generated properly, and even if it is being generated, it will not be used up properly. Because of which, what happens is the organism will eventually die. Okay, now the main point here is that this fellow, अगर anaerobic bacteria है या anaerobic organism है, only then will metronidazole work. If it is a aerobic organism, specifically an aerobic parasite, it will not have nitroreductase, meaning if nitroreductase is not present, metronidazole can never get activated, and hence you will not see any effect altogether. Okay, it's a very important point. Aerobic bacteria do not have nitroreductase, hence they are not susceptible to metronidazole. Only anaerobes are susceptible to metronidazole. आप मेट्रोजल को दूसरे जगह भी दे सकते हो. यू कैन गिव इट इन ट्राइकोमोनास, यू कैन गिव इट इन जियार्डिया लम्बलिया. यू कैन यूज इट फॉर anaerobic बैक्टीरिया लाइक क्लॉस्ट्रिडियम डिफिसिल, बैक्टीरियोइड फ्रेजिलिस, एच पाइलोरी. यू कैन पीयूडी में भी देते हैं मेट्रोडोजोल. कंपाइलोबैक्टर, स्पाइरोकीट्स में दे सकते हैं आप. सिफिलिस इन द सेंस, यू कैन गिव इट इन anaerobic strep. ठीक है, there's some strains of streptococcus और anaerobic आप उसमें दे सकते हैं. ठीक है, now PK of this is the mechanism of action. I hope you understood this. If you have doubts, please feel free to ask. If you want me to repeat it once again, and put in the chat as well. हाँ जी बोलो. Okay, so metronidazole is a prodrug. ठीक है, प्रोड्रग का मतलब यह है as is the drug is inactive. ठीक है, it comes directly, this is a compound that comes directly before the active metabolite or before the active drug itself. ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा, that metronidazole, if you give it in the body, and let us suppose that human, whoever you are giving the drug to, they have an anaerobic organism in their body. Let us suppose they are suffering from a BBasis. What this fellow will do is it will enter into the body of the human. It will enter into cells where the trophozoite is present, and it will enter into areas where the cystic form is present, and it will get inside the organism. Here what it is doing is it is relying on an enzyme that is present in the organism. So this is an enzyme of the parasite. Okay, humans are not making this. The parasite is making nitroreductase. Okay, metronidazole relies on nitroreductase to get converted, and it gets converted into an active compound. That active metabolite which is being formed has two functions. It will essentially kill the parasite by inhibiting the protein synthesis. It will bind to DNA and eventually inhibit protein synthesis. It will not let DNA be read properly, and so on and so forth. Essentially, protein synthesis nahi hota. Second problem is that, or second problem it will create in the parasite is that it will disrupt energy metabolism of the anaerobe. Okay, both of which will lead to death. Not the human's death, parasitic death. Okay, all right. So that is the mechanism of metronidazole. Prodrug hai going into your body. Once it is entering into the body, it will seek out the parasite, or it will seek out the organism which is anaerobic. It will enter into the organism which is anaerobic, and it will rely on an enzyme which the anaerobe is releasing called nitroductase to get converted into an active metabolite. That active metabolite causes the death of the parasite by inhibiting protein synthesis and by disrupting energy metabolism. Okay. So that is the mechanism of action of metronidazole. Now, this drug gets almost completely absorbed through small intestine, so absorption is not a big problem in this, and it reaches therapeutic concentration quite well. Okay, especially you will see therapeutic concentration being reached in vaginal secretions, in semen, CSF, saliva, a lot of areas where that organism might cause problems. Okay, extra intestinal bhi hai to this fellow will work because it is moving around throughout your body. Okay, mainly undergoes liver metabolism and urinary excretion. Okay, t half is about 8 hours for metronidazole. You can give see इसकी जब ट्रीटमेंट देते metronidazole की, आप इसको 200 mg टैबलेट्स में दे सकते हैं या 400 mg टैबलेट्स में दे सकते हैं. अब डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिचुएशन. ठीक है, अगर अक्यूट इंटेस्टिनल अमीबियासिस है, आप मेट्रोनिडाजोल को 400 टू 800 mg 5 to 7 days तक दे सकते हैं. ठीक है, 1 second. Right. If as I was saying, acute amoebiasis है तो there's a drug called Metrogyl. Metrogyl is 400 mg of metronidazole. You can give a single or two tablets of metronidazole 3 times a day. ठीक है, so you're totally giving about 1200 mg. ठीक है, for 5 to 7 days. Or you can give metronidazole 2.5 grams 1 time a day. ठीक है, once a day for 3 days. या फिर आप टिनेडाजोल भी दे सकते हैं या सेक्निडाजोल भी दे सकते हैं. ऑल ऑफ देम विल वर्क विद द सेम वे. ठीक है, मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन इज द सेम, जस्ट डिफरेंस इन सेम क्लास डिफरेंट ड्रग्स. ठीक है, पीकेपीडी पैरामीटर्स अलग रहते हैं. Main adverse effects that occur with metronidazole is ADR of metronidazole. It will cause abdominal pain itself. So kind of ironic that the amoebiasis is also causing abdominal pain, and even this causes abdominal pain. It can also cause anorexia. One special adverse effect it can cause is metallic taste in mouth. Okay. In certain patients, there will be abdominal pain. Oh dear, metallic taste in mouth and abdominal cramps. ठीक है, these are pretty common. abdominal pain, abdominal cramps, anorexia, metallic taste in mouth, ये पूरे बहुत common है metronidazole के बाद. If you are using IV, if you use IV of the drug, it can cause CNS effects. Especially if you give a very high dose, it can cause seizures and convulsions. ठीक है, especially if you are using it for a long period of time, CNS effects होने लगते हैं, and अगर आप ज़्यादा डोज दे दिए, very high dose, it can cause seizures and convulsions. In certain cases, peripheral nephropathy will occur. Sorry, peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy. ठीक है, extremities के nerve endings will start getting damaged. In certain patients, they can have glossitis. Some patients will have rashes. They are less common, but they can occur. Glossitis, dry mouth, dizziness, rashes. Dizziness will go into CNS effects. ठीक है, use it very cautiously in patients who have hepatic dysfunction, and use it very very carefully in patients who have neurological diseases. ठीक है, so जिसको भी neurological disease है and जिसको भी hepatic dysfunction है, उनके अंदर use it very judiciously, okay, and very cautiously. Mainly it is contraindicated in pregnancy. Do not use in pregnancy. One second. Contraindicated in pregnancy. Neurological disease में भी नहीं देना. Better to not give. Neurological disease. Blood dyscrasias. If the patient has any blood problems, blood cancer or any of the sort, anemia है, उनके उसके अंदर metronidazole नहीं देना. Blood dyscrasia बल्कि लिखते हैं उसको. ठीक है, you should not give it in chronic alcoholism as well. ठीक है, because what happens is metronidazole itself acts as a as it will have something called disulfiram reaction. ठीक है, disulfiram reaction क्या है? So disulfiram, I'm not sure whether you've heard about this or not. There is a certain drug called disulfiram. डाइसल्फ्यूराम क्या है? इन पेशेंट्स हु आर एडिक्टेड टू अल्कोहल, उनके अंदर डाइसल्फ्यूराम देते. सो द पॉइंट इज दैट whenever you give disulfiram, and let's suppose the patient goes and drinks alcohol after consuming disulfiram, it will cause a very severe nauseating and vomiting reaction. Okay, the patient will start sweating, they will have extreme nausea, and they will start vomiting a lot. Okay, this is in order to remove them from the habit of alcoholism. ठीक है, it is in order to break the chain of alcoholism. Essentially क्या कर रहा, disulfiram is making you think that alcohol is causing me to vomit so much. ठीक है, but it is the drug. Even though if you drink copious amount of alcohol you will vomit, but यहाँ पर even if you have a little bit of alcohol, disulfiram will essentially cause vomiting. ठीक है, so the point is that if you ever think of alcohol, you will think of vomiting and all. So you are basically trying to break the cycle. Metronidazole क्या करता, it will have a similar reaction like disulfiram. So that is why alcohol should be avoided when you are taking metronidazole, especially अगर आप oral ले रहे metronidazole, and after that let's suppose someone has drunk alcohol and after that they are taking metronidazole, or vice versa, whenever it is, it will cause the drug to be excreted out because you are vomiting. ठीक है, before it gets a chance to get absorbed properly, it might get vomited altogether. And another thing, avoid with microsomal enzyme inhibitors, especially like cimetidine. Ranitidine, ये पूरे जो microsomal enzyme inhibitors है, उनके साथ avoid करो, because they will enhance plasma levels of metronidazole. ठीक है, metronidazole gets metabolized using liver. It relies on microsomal enzymes to get uh, metabolized. यहाँ पर क्या होता है, if you give cimetidine or any other microsomal enzyme inhibitor, the rate of metabolism of metronidazole becomes slower, and as a result metronidazole will start getting accumulated in the body, and that causes toxicity. So be careful when you are giving it with, avoid combining it with any microsomal enzyme inhibitors. Okay, so that is about metronidazole. Then we have a drug called diloxanide furoate. ठीक है, डाइलॉक्सिनाइड फ्यूरोवेट इज द ड्रग दैट इज गिवन फॉर इंटेस्टिनल अमीबियासिस, इसको लुमिनल अमीबिसाइड भी बोलते हैं. Now this has direct amoebicidal activity. Even though the mechanism of action is unknown, what we do know is that it will directly cause death of the amoeba. ठीक है, it will directly kill the amoeba altogether. It kills the trophozoite especially. It is also effective on the cystic form. ठीक है, it will kill trophozoite, and we do see the numbers of cysts going down, even though it is not sure whether it will kill the trophozoite at the cyst itself or will stop the growth, what it does, but we know it kills the trophozoite. But the mechanism of action is unclear. We don't know exactly कैसा होता. ठीक है, sometimes diloxanate furoate is given in combination with penicillins या cephalosporins, tetracyclines, या sometimes even macrolides के साथ देते हैं. ठीक है, it will not have any effect on systemic activity, systemic amoebic activity. As long as it is in the intestine, diloxanate furoate will work. As soon as the organism has entered the systemic circulation, or if there is systemic involvement of the organism, अगर blood में है and it is moving out to urine, other organs like liver and all, this drug will not work. ठीक है, it will only target organism that is present inside the liver, inside the large intestine, only in the lumen, nowhere else. Okay, specific adverse effects of these drugs will be flatulence, uh, flatulence है, और it can also cause itching. In some patients, occasionally it will cause nausea. ठीक है, it undergoes liver metabolism and urinary excretion. It does not have any effect on bacteria altogether. So if you have bacterial infections, it is useless to give. वो combination with penicillin cephalosporin इसलिए दे रहे थे क्योंकि sometimes what happens is अमीबियासिस के साथ दूसरे बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शंस हो सकते, कॉम्बिनेशन इन्फेक्शन हो सकता, या सीरियस कंडीशन वेयर देयर आर सेवरल बैक्टीरिया अफेक्टिंग द पेशेंट. In that situation, you can combine diloxanate furoate with other antibiotics. जब अच्छा काम करता है, it will not kill the bacteria, but it will at least affect the amoeba, the amoeba amoebiasis, and it will kill the cyst and trophozoite forms. At least the trophozoite form, cystic form was also inhibited. The bacteria, the antibiotic will take care of the bacteria. अगर super infection type कुछ है, या फिर let us suppose co-infection है, sometimes a parasite and a bacteria will start acting together, so you will see double symptoms, and it will be kind of confusing. तो आप जब culture भी करते हैं, you will see different organisms. तो वो situation में you can give antibiotic along with this. Okay, you generally give about 500 mg 3 times a day. Diloxanate furoate की tablet आती, you give 500 mg 3 times a day. 5 to 10 days should be enough for amoebiasis. Okay, अगर children में दे रहे तो 20 mg per kg per day. ठीक है, based on their body weight you will give 20 mg per kg body weight per day, right? Emetin is not used as much because it is, even though it directly affects trophozoite, there's a lot of toxicity associated with emetin. Emetin को उतना use नहीं करते, emetin और dihydroemetin. ठीक है, क्लोरोक्विन का तो मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन अपन ऑलरेडी पढ़ लिए थे मलेरिया में, so I'm not going to repeat that again. One important thing that you have to remember with respect to nursing implications of any of these drugs, especially with respect to this thing, क्या बोलते, one second, yeah, especially with respect to metronidazole, it should be given with food. ठीक है, one important nursing implication that you remember always is metronidazole should always be given with food, खाने के साथ दो, so that nausea can be avoided. ठीक है, so that is about amoebiasis and anti-amoebic drugs. Now we'll start leishmaniasis and pneumocystosis tomorrow. ठीक है, day after tomorrow, trypanosomiasis, because even if I start now, I'll have to stop in between.